Hello and welcome to today's edition of the Danielle Daily. I just got back from the yoga studio where I practice, and I am so excited to talk to you guys today. I did something for the very first time, and I'm just full of like bubbling enthusiasm to tell somebody, because it was just one of those moments where I couldn't believe that I just did that. It just sort of happened, and it was very natural feeling, and so I can't wait to share it with you. But first things first, so welcome. This is the Danielle Daily. I'm Danielle Watson. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for stopping in. If you're watching the replay, please feel free to leave comments. I love to interact with you guys even after the broadcast is over. If you have comments or questions about anything I've talked about. Hi, Carol. Thanks for joining. Carol is in Florida, where there's currently some difficult weather going on, and I'm glad to see that she's okay. It looks like Cheval John is watching. Hello, and I see hearts going across the screen right now. So I am so excited you guys are here, because I just got back from my yoga studio and I did something amazing today. Hello, Kathy. Hello, Mark. Mark, I haven't seen you in a while. It's nice to see you. Okay, so we're here for the Friday edition of the Danielle Daily, and the Danielle Daily is really just your daily source of inspiration for your awesome life. I share a little bit about what's awesome in my world, what I'm loving, what's lighting me up, and I want you guys to share what's rocking your world too. This is a place for us positive-minded people to gather and to spread the good vibes and just enjoy being in each other's presence. So thank you for coming. So first things first, I want you, if you're new to Facebook Live, to just know a little bit more about how it works, because this is fairly new to me and I'm still learning sort of the tricks and tips. So I thought I'd pass those along to you. So if you look in your lower left-hand corner of your screen, there should be a little gray box that says share. So if you want to share the broadcast with other people who want to come to our positivity party, other people you'd like to be watching this with, other people you think could really use a dose of positivity and sunshine in their life, I invite you to share it with them. The other thing that I'm learning about that you might want to know about as well is in the upper right hand corner of your screen there should be 3 little dots in a horizontal row, and if you click on that, it should give you the option to follow these broadcasts so that you make sure you receive notifications when they're happening, so you can pop on live. I love it when you watch when the broadcast is over, but it's even better if you're here live with me, because then I get to enjoy all your good energy that you bring. Hi, Joe. Joe says sending love with Ava from her nursery. Oh, Ava, gosh, she is just getting cuter and cuter every day, and she really looks like both of her parents. So Ava is Joe's little baby girl. She's just a few months old and she's adorable. I love that girl. When Joe interviewed me for his Dreamers show, he had Ava with him, so Ava helped with my interview. And if you didn't see it, I posted it earlier this week in my Facebook feed, that interview, if you wanted to listen to it. It was all about my Notes to Self project and why I did it and when it's being released and in what format. I'll post the link again in the comments once the broadcast is over if you want to go back and listen. Joe's a great host, and I think you'd really enjoy it. So if you're just joining us, it looks like several people have just popped into the room. This is the Danielle Daily. I'm Danielle Watson, and the idea behind the Danielle Daily is that this is your daily source of inspiration for your awesome life. I just returned from the yoga studio, and I have very exciting news to share about something I did today. More little hearts coming across the screen. Thank you. Hi, Rick. I'm so glad to have you here. So I'm not going to tell you exactly what I did just yet. First, I wanted to thank Tim Bischoff, Tammy Keck, and Amber Parnell for sharing broadcasts this week. They are my top sharers of these broadcasts. They've been sending these out to their friends, thinking about the people they know who could use a little sunshine and positivity. So I just wanted to acknowledge them for being awesome and for supporting the idea of putting more positive things in people's Facebook feeds. You know, Facebook is really made up of people and the content that we create, and it's my mission to create positive, fun, uplifting, inspirational content. So thank you for sharing it. I appreciate you guys. Tim, Tammy, and Amber, you guys know I love you, and you know who you are. If you need anything, you just let me know. I'll share your stuff too. All right, so next, I always like to talk about what's awesome today, and I'm going to do a little bit of a teaser, and and talk about what happened in yoga today last, because that was actually something that just spontaneously happened. So something is wrong with my screen. I'm hoping that you guys are still there. So I'm going to keep talking unless this blacks out. Hi, Shaval. He says, thank you for the shout out. Was walking to a hotel to edit my podcast for tomorrow. You're welcome. Shaval has a show I will be on soon. As soon as I have a release date for my Notes to Self, he'll be interviewing me and we'll be chatting a little bit about that. So I'm super excited about it. So what's feeling awesome in my world right now? Trying new things. Hi, Martine. Oh my goodness, I haven't seen you in forever. Thank you for popping in on your Friday. So I love trying new things. I am always looking for opportunities to try new things, to experience new things, to find new things that I'm interested in or that light me up or that excite me or that I might enjoy. And sometimes I enjoy them and sometimes I don't. I know recently I thought it'd be fun to try all 4 of the new flavors of Lay's potato chips. One of them was like Szechuan chicken. Another one was tzatziki sauce, and one was masala, and there was a 4th one. It was like a Brazilian steak flavor. I decided to try them all. None of them were good, but boy, did I have a lot of fun trying all those different things. So this weekend, I plan to go to an Oktoberfest festival. We have one of those happening here in Northern Virginia, where I'll get to try different kinds of German food and German beer. I actually went last year, so it's a tradition with my friend Mary, but I know they will have different things this year than they did last year, so I'll have lots of opportunities to try new things. And I'm also planning to go to brunch on Sunday with a friend, and I love brunch. One of the things I love about it is there's always a variety of things, and they have breakfast things and they have lunch things, and depending on what mood I'm in, I can get something that's more breakfasty or something that's more lunchy, and there's always an opportunity to just expand my horizons and try something that maybe I hadn't thought about before and have a new experience. And I really want to encourage you to think about trying something new this weekend, stretching yourself, doing something in a little bit different way. That is one of the things I think really helps me keep myself moving forward in life, is always having something I'm excited to be trying. And I feel like it really helps to keep me feeling like young and useful, even though I'm like cresting towards 40 pretty quickly. I feel actually better than I ever have, and that's a great sort of lead into what I wanted to share today. So as I said when we started the broadcast, I just got home from yoga. I'm actually still in my yoga clothes and my yoga ponytail, so that's a little rough for me, but I'm getting over myself and my need to want to look all put together all the time, and here I am and look in my yoga clothes. And it's funny because years ago I actually used to be a yoga instructor, and so I ran around and stuff like this all the time and felt very comfortable and confident in it. But times have changed, I guess. So Rick says he's approaching 50 just from the wrong direction. Rick, you always know how to make me laugh. I really enjoy your sense of humor. So today in yoga class, I was in the advanced class and we were having a great time. We're doing a lot of different... Excuse me, there come those coughs again. Well, I didn't have any yesterday, and now they're back, so I apologize. Having a great time on my yoga mat and doing all different kinds of poses. This will go away in a second. And at one point we were doing like a half handstand where you have your hands on the floor and you have one leg on the floor and you have the other leg up in the air. So you've got like 3 points of contact with the floor and you've got one leg in the air. And it's a standing or a half handstand pose. And the teacher didn't offer it, but I thought, I'm going to try to kick myself up into a handstand today. And excuse me. I've done it a few times where I've tried kicking, but I've never been that successful. Excuse me, that successful at it. Although earlier this week, I did have one moment where I got one leg up and I felt that like millisecond of hang time, just that little millisecond where you're like, I did it. And then of course I fell back down, and that's just part of the process. Well, today I got this wild idea that, I'm gonna try kicking up into handstand. I just felt like that's what I wanted to do, even though the instructor didn't say, hey, go ahead and try your handstand kick-ups. I just wanted to. And so I started to, and suddenly I found I had both legs up in the air. I had both legs up in the air, and I had that moment, that still point moment of hang time, of that moment where you know, oh my gosh, I just stuck it for just a little hair of a second. But it was so exciting because I really hadn't been actively working towards being able to do that. I hadn't been invited to do it by the teacher. I had just heard some sort of inner voice or inner wisdom speaking to me saying, hey, why don't you try kicking up into that handstand? And I listened, and lo and behold, it turned out my body was ready to do it. So that was just super exciting for me. Anytime I accomplish something new with my body, it's always very exciting because you have these ideas about what you're capable of, and then suddenly something will surprise you, and you find that you can do something you didn't know you could do. Hi, Ashley. So Ashley, since you're just joining us, I was just telling everyone that I just got back from the yoga studio, and I was able to do a handstand today. I hadn't planned to do a handstand. I hadn't been particularly working on a handstand, but I just, as I was standing in a half handstand with two of my hands on the floor and one foot, I just got this urge to start kicking up, and it suddenly, here I was. I had 2 feet in the air, 2 hands on the ground, and it was awesome. It was like the best feeling ever, that feeling of just knowing what you're capable of and feeling that moment of hang time. It was so cool. So I'm glad you got to join in and hear that too. So what else did I want to share? My my throat is really betraying me today. I'm sorry. So I would love it if you guys would share these broadcasts. I don't know if I want you to share this one since I just coughed everywhere, but if you did like my yoga story or the idea of trying things that are new, feel free. Everyone's seen somebody cough before. It happens. So since it sounds like my voice isn't going to hold out that much longer, I'm going to go ahead and give today's note to self. That's the positive affirmation that I like to share, that I hope you guys will write down maybe on a sticky note and keep it with you, or maybe pass it on to somebody else in your life who you know needs to hear those words. So today's note to self. Oh, and before I do, just want to let you know, if you ever want me to write you a customized note to self, just write a couple of lines in the comments about what you're working towards, and I'll come up with an on-the-spot instant note to self for you. I'd love to do that for you. That's a lot of fun for me. I did it all year long last year, one every single day for an entire year, and it really helped me through a very difficult time. So just in case my voice does not hold out, I'm going to go ahead and give you today's note to self. So note to self is try something new, period. Try something new, period. Try something new, exclamation point. So thank you so much for joining me today. Again, today's note to self is try something new, try something new, try something new. That is your reminder to just get out there, live life, try new things, explore, experience, adventure. You never know what's going to happen, what you're going to be capable of. I really appreciate each of you who have been sharing these broadcasts. My top sharers this week are Tim Bischoff, Amber Parnell, and Tammy Keck. So I thank each of you very much. I'm getting hearts across the street. It looks like Tammy Keck just joined us. That's wonderful. So I was just thanking her, and then here she is. And there's Michael Keck too. I love this. Okay. So a few of you missed my coughing fit. I was going to wrap things up a little early today just because even though I didn't cough yesterday, the universe decided I was going to cough today. We talked a little bit about trying new things. Today's note to self was to try something new, try something new, try something new, and shared my story about actually kicking up into a handstand today and having that moment of hang time, that moment where, oh my gosh, I really did it. I really did it, and that amazing, exciting feeling. So thank you, each of you, for joining me. I will be here every weekday next week and throughout the month of October at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. I know that isn't the best time, but I thought if I could be consistent for a month, that would really help me get a handle on where you guys are at and how this could work for my schedule, because I really like creating these for you. So give me some feedback. Let me know what you like, what you don't like. I will try to kick the rest of this cold to the curb over the weekend so that we won't have any more coughing next week. If you need anything, feel free to leave a comment even after the broadcast is over. I do keep track of those and I do respond. And I hope each of you has a wonderful, exciting weekend full of trying new things. All right, I love you. Bye.